Our breaking news story this hour: South Africa is intensifying its diplomatic efforts on migration, with International Relations and Cooperation Minister Ronald Lamola traveling to Abuja tonight as President Cyril Ramaphosa's special envoy. Lamola is expected to meet Nigerian President Bola Tinubu as Pretoria seeks to strengthen relations with key African partners and build consensus on migration as a continental challenge. The visit also follows Lamola's recent engagement with Ghanaian President Dramani and Mahama amid growing concern over the safety and treatment of foreign nationals in South Africa. My colleague Sophie Mokoena joins us again right now to give us a bit more context. With this said, Sophie, please give us more context in which this meeting is being convened. There seems to be a push that South Africa must on the AU or move on the AU agenda on this issue of migration. Do we know when will this matter be discussed by the AU?
Well, the context is that you'd recall that when this problem of foreign nationals started, where you have South Africans taken to the streets to demand that undocumented foreign nationals leave the country, there was some sort of concerns around this move by other countries, and particularly heads of state and government. And therefore, the president took a decision to appoint envoys to visit countries that are affected and to engage those countries to explain what happened, what the government is doing, and what are the processes to ensure that there's no violation of human rights. But on the other hand, South Africa is able to implement its migration laws that are being violated by some of the foreign nationals, including committing crime in the country. And therefore, Minister Lamola is the president's envoy. He met the president of Ghana. You know that John Mahama has been very vocal. We saw the backlash and engaged him about this, and also spoke to the AU Commission chair. You'd recall some few months ago on this very same matter. Now he's traveling to Abuja today to meet the president of Nigeria on a similar mission to go and explain what's happening on the ground, what the government is doing, and also emphasizing the fact that, like many other countries, South Africa is entitled to implement its own laws without fear or favor. And therefore, this is part of those engagements. And then he will travel to Addis Ababa to attend the Council of Ministers, the AU Council of Ministers at the headquarters of the AU in Addis Ababa. Here the agenda is just about the agenda of the AU as it was announced in January this year. But obvious, on the margins, he might interact with some of his counterparts from different parts of the continent. On the issue of putting this matter on the AU agenda, it cannot be on the AU agenda now because the agenda gets drawn much earlier, months ago, immediately after the session in February. And therefore, I think if this matter is to be tabled before the AU, it will be during the Heads of State and Government Assembly next year, towards end of January, early February, the annual meeting of Heads of State and Government of the AU, the Assembly.
That's my colleague Sophie Mokoena, of course, giving us that update. As South Africa intensifies its diplomatic efforts on migration, we do understand that International Relations and Cooperation Minister Ronald Lamola, he'll be traveling to Abuja tonight. Sophie Mokoena giving us that update.